My dear chosen one, September has already been marked in the Spirit as your moment of departure, and the urgency cannot be ignored. You are being commanded by heaven to pack your spiritual bags because the version of yourself that has survived until now cannot walk into what is waiting for you. The weight of old identities, old fears, and old surroundings must be left behind, because the Spirit says there is a door opening that only the true you, the you filled with divine authority, can step through. You may have felt restless, uneasy, or completely detached from what once felt familiar, and that is not coincidence. That is heaven shaking loose everything that cannot go with you. There is a reason your discernment has sharpened, your dreams have grown intense, and your spirit feels pressed with urgency. These are not random symptoms. These are activations. September is not an ordinary month. It is a divine trigger point. But hear this, the enemy has noticed your movement too, and that is why resistance, confusion, and counterfeit voices have risen louder. They are addicted to your oil, craving your light, and will disguise themselves as guides, trying to chain you down with flattery, secrets, and subtle manipulation. You must recognize this, chosen one, because the battle is already active, and the Spirit is calling you to be awake before it is too late. What I am about to reveal in this message will uncover the truth behind your restlessness, expose the traps of those who pretend to lead you, but only seek to bind you, and confirm why September is the moment God ordained for your breakthrough. Stay with me until the very end, because in the closing of this word, you will see the map for your next move. And if this already resonates with your soul, pause right now to like this message and comment, "I am moving," as your prophetic declaration. Make sure you are subscribed, because this is not entertainment. This is a divine alert sent directly to you, and heaven does not want you to miss the doorway opening before your eyes. Chosen one, the Spirit says it is time to understand what it truly means to pack your spiritual bags. This is not about suitcases or places on a map. It is about the inner luggage you carry in your soul. What you must take with you into September is discernment, obedience, and courage. What you must leave behind are guilt, people-pleasing, and the weight of relationships that drain your spirit. God is not asking you to carry everything. He is asking you to travel light, because the new territory will supply what you need. Every extra burden will only slow you down, and that is why you feel certain things falling off your life. Have you noticed how your inner compass has awakened more than ever before? The scriptures you stumble upon are not accidents. The recurring numbers and patterns you see are not coincidences, and the dreams that leave you shaken are not random. This is heaven speaking directly to you. The Spirit says, "I am sharpening your awareness so you will know which way to move." This sudden increase of intuition and sensitivity is proof that you are being equipped for a different dimension. Chosen one, what others call paranoia or coincidence, is in fact revelation in disguise. And because of this, the rooms you once belonged to now feel unbearably small. The conversations you used to enjoy now taste hollow, and the places where you once felt celebrated now carry a strange heaviness. Do not be alarmed. This is confirmation. God will never allow you to remain comfortable in a place He intends to remove you from. The reason you no longer recognize your own reflection in those old spaces is because your spirit has already outgrown them. September is not dragging you away from comfort. It is pulling you into alignment with destiny. But why September, chosen one? Why this specific season? The Spirit reveals it is because cycles are closing. Assignments that once served their purpose are now expiring, and heaven is orchestrating a shift. September is the month where doors close in the natural because new assignments are being released in the spiritual. This is not just transition, it is divine scheduling. You may not have seen the full picture yet, but you will understand soon. The timing is exact, and heaven makes no mistakes. And here comes the sacred refrain for this season: stay out of it. The Spirit is teaching you that not every fight requires your presence, not every invitation requires your yes, and not every voice deserves your attention. Stay out of it will be your shield against distractions, your weapon against counterfeit attachments, and your safe passage into the new. Whenever confusion arises, remember these words: stay out of it. They will guard you from stepping into traps dressed as opportunities. But beware, chosen one, because as you prepare to move forward, a counterfeit guide is already positioning themselves. This is someone secretly addicted to your light, who disguises themselves as a teacher or mentor. They whisper what they call secrets to make you believe they hold keys you do not have. But the truth is, they are not guiding you toward freedom. They are luring you into dependence. They crave your oil, not your growth. They cannot stand the idea of you moving forward without them, so they set subtle snares to keep you tethered. It begins with small tests, harmless invitations, and side quests that feel urgent but pull you away from your main assignment. They may offer urgent advice or sudden divine opportunities that sound almost too perfect to resist. But chosen one, hear this: anything that distracts you from your true purpose, no matter how good it looks, is a trap. September is the month of sharp discernment, and you must recognize that not every open door is sent by God. Some doors are disguised cages. Chosen one, the pressure will rise because the enemy always fights hardest when breakthrough is near. You may feel a sudden wave of exhaustion, the kind that comes without reason, where even small tasks feel crushing. This is not just physical tiredness. It is supernatural exhaustion triggered the moment you step into wrong rooms or entertain wrong voices. Heaven is showing you that every time you agree to something that does not belong to your destiny, your energy leaks. The Spirit says your body will now testify against misalignment, so pay attention. If your peace is drained, if your clarity evaporates, if your spirit feels caged, it is a sign you walked into a counterfeit space. You are not weak, you are being warned. That is why heaven institutes what I call a divine lockdown. Certain doors will slam shut without explanation. Connections will suddenly ghost you. Opportunities will vanish after dangling before you. And all of it will feel confusing. But look closer. Those closures are divine padlocks placed for your safety. God knows the traps you cannot see, so He restricts access before the enemy can strike. Chosen one, do not mourn what left you. It was removed because it would have robbed you. September's lockdown is not rejection, it is protection. Stay still and watch how what was withheld today will make sense tomorrow when the true door opens. But beware of mimicry, for the enemy knows how to dress lies in truth's clothing. False confirmations will arise, carefully crafted to sound like God's voice, but carrying a subtle twist. They may use half verses, repeat your private prayers, or even echo your dreams with counterfeit clarity, all to make you doubt your discernment. This is how the spirit of deception works. It mirrors the light while carrying poison, hidden in the details. Chosen one, if the message pressures you instead of freeing you, if it rushes instead of aligning with peace, then it is not from God. This is why your spiritual ears are being sharpened in September, to separate the true from the imitation. And when flattery fails, the enemy will reach for emotional hooks. He will send voices that say, "They need you." Don't abandon them now, or, without you, they cannot survive. These are chains wrapped in pity, designed to make you carry what is not yours. You will be tempted to rescue those who only want to drain you, to return to cycles that thrive on your sacrifice. But hear the word of the Lord. Compassion is not the same as captivity. If helping them costs you your calling, then it is not holy help. September requires that you choose destiny over drama. The Spirit says, "Release what I never assigned, so you can receive what I have prepared." At some point, the trap will escalate with the most dangerous bait of all, the promise of hidden knowledge, a so-called secret sauce that only they can offer. They will tell you that if you stay close, you will receive mysteries others are denied, that they have shortcuts to power and influence if you bind yourself to them. But remember Eden. The serpent's greatest weapon was forbidden fruit disguised as wisdom. The counterfeit guide will mimic this pattern, dangling what seems like advanced revelation, but is really spiritual bondage. Chosen one. The gifts God placed in you do not require another human to unlock. Only obedience does that. Any wisdom that demands your dependence is not divine, it is demonic. This is why you may feel isolated in September, as though the world has gone quieter around you. Fewer texts, fewer invitations, less noise. It may feel like abandonment, but in truth, it is consecration. God is pulling you away from the crowd so that His voice can thunder without competition. Holy solitude is a cocoon, not a coffin. In that silence, your vision will sharpen, your spirit will rest, and your confidence will no longer come from applause, but from alignment. Chosen one, do not despise the hush. It is proof that you are being separated to be sent. The wilderness is not punishment, it is preparation. But know this, the enemy always saves his strongest blow for your weakest hour. Near midnight, when you feel drained, when hope feels thin, an opportunity may arrive that looks perfect, urgent, irresistible. It will demand a quick decision, press you to move without prayer, and disguise itself as breakthrough. This is the final snare, timed for when your guard is low. Chosen one, pause. If the window is truly from God, it will not close because you prayed. If it rushes you, it is not holy. September requires patience, even in the face of glittering offers. Do not be deceived. If it looks too good, it is likely a cage plated in gold. Chosen one. The Spirit says, it is time to rip the mask off the counterfeit that has been hovering close to you. What presents itself as mentorship, counsel, or guidance is in fact a spirit of addiction that cannot live without your oil. They admire your wisdom, yet they do not want you free. They love your light, yet they do not want you independent. They applaud your calling, yet they secretly fear your rising. This is not friendship, and it is not covering. It is parasitism cloaked in spirituality. They will smile as they chain you, bless you while they bind you, and clap for you as long as you never surpass them. You must know this, chosen one. They were never sent to guide, only to siphon, and September has been marked to expose their hunger for what is yours. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and once you name it, you cannot unknow it. This same pattern has played out in Scripture before, and the Spirit takes us back to Nehemiah. The builders of Jerusalem's wall were summoned with sweet words, "Come, meet us in the plain of Ono," as though it was a call to dialogue and peace. Yet the Spirit reveals their true intention. They meant to harm, to stall the work, to lure Nehemiah away from his assignment. And what did the prophet declare? "I am doing a great work. so that I cannot come down. Chosen one, September is your Nehemiah moment. You must answer distractions, no matter how polite they sound, with holy refusal. Not every meeting deserves your presence, not every invitation deserves your yes, and not every supposed alliance is divine. Your assignment is too urgent to pause for traps disguised as conversations. And again the Spirit reminds us of Acts 16, when a girl possessed with a spirit of divination followed Paul and his companions, shouting praises. Her words were technically true, yet they were born of the wrong spirit. She affirmed their mission, but the purpose was to attach credibility to herself, to ride the coattail of their anointing. Eventually, Paul discerned the counterfeit and cast the spirit out, silencing her flattering bondage. Chosen one, be warned. Not every compliment is safe. Not every praise is pure, and not every witness is holy. The counterfeit guide will applaud you only to bind you. Their agreement is a leash, and their attention is a trap. September demands you sharpen your discernment so that you can tell when affirmation is actually manipulation. The Spirit then takes us further back to Abraham, who in Genesis 12 was commanded, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." Notice the sequence. Leave first, see later. The revelation did not come before the move. It came because of the move. This is the same demand pressing on you in September, chosen one. You will not receive all the details now. You will not get the full map before you walk. The counterfeit guide tries to bait you with premature answers, but heaven is saying, obey, and the vision will clarify after. Faith is your passport, obedience is your ticket, and courage is your baggage. You are not moving blind. You are moving by divine appointment. And here lies the secret the enemy does not want you to grasp. The coordinates of your destiny will never line up while you are still entangled with counterfeit voices. As long as you drink from their poisoned cup, your vision remains foggy. As long as you tie yourself to their flattery, your horizon remains hidden. September is not only about moving forward, it is about unplugging from the noise that keeps you blind. When you release what is false, clarity will burst open like morning light. You will see who is for you, who is against you, and who was only sent to distract. The fog will lift, the path will sharpen, and the confusion will finally bow to conviction. Your horizon has been waiting, but your detachment is the key. Do not fear provision, chosen one, for the Spirit says that what you need has already been stationed along the road you are being called to walk. When you refuse the counterfeit and step into obedience, heaven aligns resources you did not even know existed. The ravens of Elijah, the manna of Israel, the coin in Peter's fish. These were all proof that provision follows purpose. You are not being led into lack, you are being escorted into supply. The trap tries to scare you with questions like, who will support you if you walk away? But God's answer thunders, I already have. September is not scarcity. It is supernatural scheduling. The finances, the helpers, the opportunities will meet you where your obedience places you. You will not chase them. They are already chasing you. And finally, as you shift, the Spirit reveals that new alliances will emerge, unlike the counterfeit ones you are breaking free from. These new connections will not flatter to control you. They will sharpen you in truth. They will not drain you to stay afloat. They will pour into you without hidden invoices. They will not demand secrecy. They will celebrate your growth without fear of being overshadowed. Chosen one, the test of true alignment is fruit. In September, Expect divine partnerships that strengthen your faith instead of stealing your peace. Voices that confirm what God already told you instead of replacing His voice. And people who stand beside you, not on your shoulders. Heaven is rearranging your circle, pruning away the parasitic so the authentic can finally arrive. This is the shift September demands, and you cannot afford to miss it. Chosen one. Now you see why September has been so turbulent for you. The increase in battles was not random. It was prophetic. The enemy can smell movement in the spirit, and he knows that when you step into your next season, his grip on you is broken forever. That is why the resistance spiked, why strange setbacks appeared, why even your body felt under siege. The turbulence is not punishment, it is confirmation. Just like an airplane shakes most violently before it rises above the clouds, your life shakes before it rises into destiny. The Spirit says, the shaking means the shifting. September is the month when the tremors in your soul prove that the ground beneath you is no longer your home. What felt like chaos was really construction. And now, let us lay out what truly belongs in your spiritual bags. The Spirit shows me that your first preparation is discipline. In September, you must anchor yourself in a morning watch, a consecrated time when your spirit sets the tone before distractions arrive. Silence will be your weapon, stillness your shield, and Scripture your compass. Carve out sacred minutes that cannot be bargained away, because they are the oil that keeps your lamp burning. The enemy will try to fill your mornings with noise and urgency, but your secret weapon is refusing to start your day without hearing heaven. These disciplines are not optional. They are your survival kit. Pack them with care, because they will sustain you when pressure rises. The second item for your journey is the boundary of holy refusal. This means cutting off late-night entanglements that stir confusion, refusing the pull of secret conversations, and closing the door to urgent messages that carry no fruit but only drain your clarity. The counterfeit thrives on rushing you, pushing you to say yes before you test the Spirit. But September demands that you test everything. You are not obligated to respond to every voice, and you are not responsible for carrying every weight. Your no is a weapon in this season, chosen one, and your stay out of it will be a wall the enemy cannot scale. Boundaries are not selfishness. They are preservation of your oil, and oil is too costly to spill. There will also be soul ties you must cut, and this will hurt. But it is necessary. The Spirit shows me that certain people have woven their influence into your emotions, binding you through guilt, nostalgia, or dependency. September is the month of release. You may be asked to delete messages that reopen old wounds, to return items that carry old bonds, to remove symbols that tether you to the past. This is not cruelty. It is cleansing. Every thread that ties you to what God already freed you from is a doorway for the counterfeit to re-enter. Do not give them that access. The act of cutting soul ties will feel like tearing skin, but afterward, your spirit will finally breathe again. Liberation always feels painful before it feels peaceful. The Spirit then hands you a tool of discernment, a triad of questions that you must carry like a compass. Whenever an opportunity comes, whenever someone draws near, whenever a secret is offered, ask yourself, does this drain me or strengthen me? Does this rush me or allow me peace? Does this bypass God's voice or confirm it? If the answer to any of these is misaligned, you already know what to do. Stay out of it. Chosen one, these three questions will expose what your emotions might try to justify. They will cut through confusion like a sword, and they will keep you from falling into traps disguised as blessings. This triad is your weapon of clarity, and it will save you from endless detours. But more than discernment, September calls for consecration, a holy quarantine. The Spirit whispers of 7 days set apart at the threshold of this month, a time to unplug, to fast, to silence voices, and to let heaven rewire your perspective. This is not about ritual. It is about realignment. These 7 days are a cleansing fire, a pause before the crossing. Just as Israel consecrated themselves before entering the Promised Land, you must consecrate yourself before stepping into your new identity. Chosen one, in this solitude, the fog will burn away, the counterfeit will lose its grip, and your spirit will anchor in a way that cannot be shaken. The holy quarantine is not a prison. It is a preparation chamber for your release. And as you walk into these days, the Spirit gives you one refrain to practice until it becomes muscle memory. Stay out of it. Say it aloud when temptation knocks. Whisper it when flattery strokes your ego. Declare it when urgency tries to rush you. This phrase is not weakness. It is warfare. Every time you repeat it, you reclaim authority over your focus and your destiny. Every time you speak it, you remind your spirit that not every battle is yours and not every bait is holy. Chosen one, stay out of it, is your sword and shield. Engrave it into your heart, speak it over your day, and let it become your unshakable response to every counterfeit move. September belongs to the focused, not the distracted. Chosen one, now that the fire of discernment is blazing within you, I must ask you to seal your intent publicly. There is a moment when what is whispered in your spirit must be spoken into the atmosphere, and September is demanding this from you. That is why I am calling you, right now, to mark this word with an act of faith. Pause and declare in the comments, I am moving. Not as casual words, but as a prophetic announcement to heaven and to hell that you refuse to stay in chains. And when you obey this call, watch how peace begins to return to your spirit. The sleepless nights that have haunted you will quiet. The restless thoughts will subside, and the fog in your mind will finally clear. This is not psychological relief. This is spiritual restoration. The Spirit is showing me that as you cut ties with counterfeit voices and step into obedience, your nervous system itself will breathe differently. Your body will begin to heal, and the anxiety that once held you hostage will release its grip. September carries not only the promise of movement, but also the gift of peace. And this peace will be your compass. The storm outside may rage, but inside, you will feel the calm waters of divine assurance guiding you safely forward. As this peace settles, you will feel something even more powerful rising within you. Authority. Prayers that once felt weak will suddenly feel like fire. Words you speak will not evaporate into silence, but will pierce the unseen and create movement. The Spirit says your declarations will carry weight because they are birthed from obedience. You will notice answers accelerating, doors unlocking, and resistance bowing to your voice. This is the authority that comes when counterfeit ties are cut, and when you choose alignment over distraction. September is not only about leaving, it is about being clothed with a new mantle of power, and you will feel it in your bones. And as you step into this authority, heaven will confirm your decision with signs that cannot be ignored. Expect 2 or 3 clear confirmations to arise, not from manipulation, not from flattery, but from sources you could never have controlled. These confirmations may come as repeated scriptures, as prophetic words from unexpected places, or as circumstances aligning so precisely that doubt has no room to breathe. The Spirit says, "By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word shall be established." September is the month when heaven will validate your movement, leaving no question in your heart that you have chosen rightly. You will know without hesitation. The counterfeit is exposed, and the real is here. And then, chosen one, you will begin to glimpse the next place. It will not be filled with noise or endless circles, but with focus, depth, and authenticity. The Spirit shows me fewer rooms but deeper rooms, fewer voices but stronger voices, fewer distractions but greater clarity. Quality over quantity will mark your connections, and you will no longer measure your worth by how many people surround you, but by the fruitfulness of the assignments you carry. September is not about expanding outward. It is about deepening downward, rooting yourself so powerfully in God's design that storms cannot uproot you. This glimpse will strengthen you to keep walking, for you will see with your own eyes that better is ahead. But do not be naive, chosen one. The counterfeit does not leave without a final attempt. Before you cross fully into the new, there will be one last love bomb, one last urgent attempt to draw you back. It may come as sudden praise, as emotional pleas, or as the illusion of change, but it is only a recycled tactic dressed in urgency. This is the final test, and you must not falter. The Spirit warns, if they rush you, refuse them. If they flatter you, question them. If they demand immediate allegiance, walk away. September is the month of patience, and the counterfeit cannot survive in the presence of patience. Do not be fooled by theatrics. The last attempt is always the loudest, but it is also the weakest. So recommit now to the sacred refrain. Stay out of it. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you feel tempted. Say it when the counterfeit comes dressed in light. This is not just advice. It is a covenant. When you choose to stay out of the enemy's snares, you stay inside the protection of God's will. Let these words be your vow for September. I will not be distracted. I will not be deceived. I will not be delayed. Chosen one, the Spirit says, if you carry this covenant into the days ahead, nothing the enemy tries will be able to chain you. September will mark you not as a victim of traps, but as a victor of destiny. Chosen one, the Spirit says as you step forward, you must remember this unshakable promise. You do not walk alone. The path before you may look crooked, filled with uncertainty and unseen turns. But heaven declares that God Himself is going ahead of you to straighten every twisted road. He is breaking down barriers you do not yet know exist, preparing opportunities you have not even prayed for, and placing angelic escorts on the very trail you are being asked to walk. September is not the end of your story. It is the unveiling of the next chapter, and this time you will not crawl into it. You will stride with authority. Do not let the noise of fear deceive you. Every step you take is already marked by divine alignment, and heaven is one step ahead of you. And here is the final call. Mark this moment with your declaration. Write boldly in the comments, "Stay out of it," not as empty words, but as a prophetic code that seals this word over your life. Share this message with another chosen one who you know is being pulled into distractions, because their breakthrough is tied to this warning too. Make sure you are subscribed and connected, because what is coming in the next days will build upon this foundation, and you cannot afford to miss it. Your obedience in engaging is not about algorithms, it is about agreement. When you declare it, when you share it, when you align with it, you step deeper into covenant. This is your moment to stand in unity with the word heaven has released.